In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to set up your extended screen for distance learning. So on the screen here, I have an image of what my setup looks like. In the middle, I have my teacher laptop. To the right hand side, I have a student Chromebook for student facing view. And when I log in, I usually use a Clever badge to log in quickly so that I can show students what it looks like on the student side. And of course, I teach technology, but for your purposes, you may have a student side view so that you could see what students are actually seeing on their display as well. To the left, I have my extended display, and you can either have your display to the left or to the right, whatever your preference is. I usually try to keep my main things in the middle and my Zoom pages in the middle. Okay, so over here, as you can see in the camera view, this is the live camera view of what's going on, so you can kind of see the mouse moving around. And I am currently in duplicate mode. I'm starting off in duplicate mode, although this is not preferred for the extended screen because it kind of defeats the purpose of having an extended screen, so that you can have your work on one side and then you can have your Zoom display on the other side. Okay, so once you have everything hooked up and plugged in, I'm not going to go over all of that. Plug in your HDMI. Most of the time, it will launch into a duplicate mode, and this is what you see here. That's why you see the pointer tracking on both screens. And another thing, my screen or my background is clean because I chose to hide all of my icons, and you could do that by clicking on any empty spot of your screen and then going to view, and if you click on show desktop, all of my icons show up there. So to hide that, again, right click, go to view, and see how show desktop icons are check marked. I just uncheck that and I've got a nice clean screen. So it doesn't delete it, it just hides it for the time being, and you could always bring that back. Now, once you're set up and you're ready to go to an extended mode, you're going to come down here to the settings, you're going to click on that, and if you don't see all of the settings here, you might be in the collapse mode here. If you're in collapse, you're just going to click on expand, and you're looking for project because you're projecting your screen. So we're going to click on project, and it's going to give us a PC only option. Duplicate, you see that it's highlighted there, and it's on both of my screens. We want to go to extend, so I'm going to click on that, and as you notice now, what's going on my extended screen is now different than what is on my main screen. So I'm going to close that out by clicking on an empty spot of my screen, and as I move my pointer or my mouse, you'll see it kind of drifting here. It's going to show up over here. Okay, I've already pre-aligned my two screens to this positioning, so it comes pretty much seamlessly from one to the other. And you can see that if I open up a screen here or a browser here, I can drag it over and it comes up right over here, and I can set that there. Okay, so normally for me, this is where I have my my deck that I'm teaching from on this screen, and then I will have the student Zoom here because my camera is up here, so I want to be able to look at the camera while I'm seeing the students on my screen. And then when I need to read from my deck, of course, it's going to be over here. Also, this bigger screen allows us to open up different windows on the screen to fully utilize this big 24-inch screen that we were able to provide for teachers. Okay, so how do you get to this setting here? Okay, so normally when you extend your screen, I'm going to minimize that. Normally when you extend your screen, it is going to come up to your right. So when you move your mouse around and it disappears, it will end up going to your second screen. If it's not on this screen, it's gone to your second screen, okay? And if you're in extended mode, then typically the extended screen will be on this side. That's the default. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So you're going to go to display, and if it doesn't already launch into your display settings, you're going to click on display and it'll bring you to this setting here. And you see screen 1, screen 2, and I'm going to minimize that so that you can see the window and see what's going on up here in my camera view. This screen here is movable. So if you had your extended screen on the right hand side, it'd be right over here. And it doesn't apply because here's my mouse, it still comes up here. Now if this screen was on my right hand side, I'm going to apply this setting. When I move my mouse, my pointer is going to come over here and it pops up way over here. See that? So it's configuring it as if this screen is sitting on this side over here. I have mine offset so that my camera is facing downward towards me in the zoom. So that's why I have 1 a little bit higher and 2. But if both of yours are sitting flat on a flat surface, then you may set it that way so that when you move your mouse, it goes over seamlessly. So I'm going to bring it back to where mine is. I'm going to apply and whatever your configuration is. And oh, before I move on, you can have it stacked theoretically. You could have it below it theoretically. So you could have it pretty much anywhere in reference to each other. Okay, I'm going to apply that. And that puts it there. And I'm going to close this. So what does this allow me to do? I can bring up my screens. I can bring it over here, and if you use Windows, hold down Windows, and then hold down left or right, push left or right button, you can set the screen up so that you have a panel here, and then it'll ask you, what do you want on the other side? I'm going to have my drive on the other side, and it lets me have 2 different screens there. I can do the same thing on my main screen, so let's say I'm going to pull this up here, and I want this to be on one side. Windows, and hold down Windows, and left, it's going to go there, and then I'm going to put this one on the right, and that allows me to nicely adjust the different panels and then use those in Zoom as needed. Okay, so if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me, and hopefully we get you set up and ready to go.